August 10th, 2016. That's just yesterday for the white trolls who come to my channel. Stop me if you've heard this one before. A white man has a gun. That's already scary, and for no reason other than to start a ruckus, the white man starts pointing his gun at people, an assault rifle to be exact. The white man then shoots at the police, killing one of them. The white man then has a standoff with the police. The police take him in alive. Seems where white cop killers are concerned, police training always seems to lead them to seek an arrest, even after an officer is killed. According to reports, the police sent in a robot into the home where Billy Monroe Jones was holed up, but he shot the robot. The police, however, didn't feel the need to use any bombs or lethal force against this cop killer at all. But I'm sure that this is just a coincidence. Deputy Bill Cooper of Sebastian County was made into a human sacrifice in the self-inflicted genocide of white-on-white crime. And the white media is ignoring this story completely. Gee, I wonder why. Because, like the Michigan convict who killed 2 bailiffs back last month, a blue life only matters if a black man takes it. Now, you're probably wondering about the background of this white Billy Monroe Jones character. Well, you won't be surprised to learn that he has a number of criminal offenses, from speeding to public intoxication to drugs. By the way, are you aware that white males are only 30% of the population, but 83% of DUIs? According to the police, what made this latest white man snap was that he was due in court regarding a petition to revoke his suspended sentence. As we all know, white males have virtual immunity from law, so it certainly wasn't the prospect of prison that made old Billy Boy snap. It was merely that they were inconveniencing him with a waste of time hearing. He's a white man, and as such, he's above these kind of things. Consider that both Micah Johnson and Gavin Long were both model citizens with no criminal records at all, but these white cop killers have records long as my arm. Not that the white media or white public in general seems interested in the slightest in any of that. This story is not at the top of any news website, and it's not going to be. The media is the propaganda arm of white supremacy. One of the white media's main jobs is to defend the domestic enforcement arm of white supremacy, the police. So when a white man kills white cops, that's a non-story. In fact, you won't even see the fratricidal order of police whining about this one because it has no propaganda value to them. Since the Dallas and Baton Rouge incidents, 6 police officers have been killed, and out of the 6 killed, only 1 was allegedly killed by a black man. The other cops were all killed by white men. But don't expect to see the police pining for any phony sympathy on any of these killings. You don't see the media reading any police Facebook posts about how they loved their community and how they felt the community didn't love them in return. You won't hear anything. And the police don't seem bothered by this either. About all I've seen is Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who said the death of Deputy Cooper illustrated the dangers of law enforcement that officers face every day, blah, blah, blah. Well, believe it or not, I do agree. The police face the unrelenting, unremorseful bullets of white males every single day. The police are shot at and murdered by white males on a near weekly basis, and yet that reality doesn't bother the police at all. And it certainly doesn't bother their pathetic keyboard Klansman cheerleading squad. You can look at the reactions of white people in the comment threads for this story. The earliest comments were full of the typical racism and anger because the white readers were just so ready to drag out the old saw about black cop killers. That's because most white people don't read and can't count. Otherwise, they'd know the majority of cop killers are and always have been white. Hard to feel sorry for the police in this instance or any other, truth be told, because they've chosen to give their fellow white males a pass for their habitual savage criminality. They cover for them at every turn. You can't let a vicious beast walk the streets and then complain when he attacks you. And the white media won't make an issue of it because to do so would be to invite the rightful condemnation of the police due to the fact that they've proven yet again that the problem isn't police training. They saw a white man gun down a fellow officer, and rather than respond with a hail of gunfire or bomb-wielding robots, they instead sat on their hands and waited him out, same as they did with Keith Swanson in Houston, who, only hours after Houston race soldiers murdered Alva Brazil, himself shot at police, who then used tear gas to force him to surrender. Police training is the entire problem, because as totally consistent as their behavior is, it's obvious that they're trained to kill black people at any opportunity and to hold their fire for white people. And an ironic note about the deputy who was killed: according to his department, he was about ready to retire. Well, he's going to be on permanent vacation now, and he and the rest of the badge-wielding thugs have no one else to blame but themselves. So long as they're totally willing to die for white privilege, I see no reason to give them any sympathy either.